Let's start with some clear water, Dawn dishwashing liquid mixed with a little 91% alcohol. Here are 4 chairs that have been in my stock for a while. I want to put them together with an old table if possible and see if I can't make a little dinner set out of these, refinish them, and someone else might love them for a while. So I took these out of my stock and washed them down and started sanding them when my neighbors came by and saw them and fell in love with them and wanted them right away. So they were gone before you know it. So they look actually pretty great, which is basically why I purchased them. I got them quite a while ago, locally, and I want to say I paid $40 for the 4 of them. And I got them because I wasn't sure if someone who was purchasing a table had any need for the chairs that wouldn't go with it too badly, that weren't in too bad of condition. But they didn't need the chairs, it ended up. So I said, well, I'll eventually find someone who needs them or give them a little bit of an update. And you can see that although these pads aren't too bad, and it's really not that dirty, it's just worn. And one of these seats is broken underneath, so I need to replace the MDF backing that goes on it. And although I like the color of them, I think they're actually really pretty, but they're too tired, so that needs to be updated. And I think what I'm going to do is, I'm not sure. Okay, so these are dusted and washed. Um, Removed all the spiders, or de-spidered, as I like to say. I also went over the padding with some 91% alcohol to sanitize it. And now, so the first thing I'm going to do is take them apart. And I already know that one of the seats is broken. And as I washed them, oh, it's still there. Oh, I hate bees and things, but I guess I'll deal with the bees and keep the doors open. So, what was I going to say? I can see, I could see while I was washing it that, one of these is, this isn't loose. I don't know what happened. It's turned. So if I can turn that back easily after I take the pads off, I'll do that. If not, I'm not going to break that seal. Just leave it the way it is because it's nice and solid. And so let's start with chair number 1, whatever this chair be. I just chose one. It looks like these little staples can get banged in a little bit more. You can see that they're sticking out. And yeah, so I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to secure them a little bit more on each chair. And that's it. That does release it. I'm going to fill in some of the more obvious dents, not here, but on the outside. And I'm sure I'll find more as time goes on. And yeah, I'll fill those when I come across them. And so I changed my methodology, although I started off doing just an easy scuff sand because these are going to be painted. I saw that some of the chairs have a really pretty piece on the top of the back and on the front-facing part of the apron part, if you will. I know that's not what it's called, but anyway, so I started using the sander just because I'm going to just scuff sand with a 120 on the main body of the chair, but then I'm changing to an 80 grit so I can get right down to that grain. And yeah, we'll see. So first I'm going to do all of these two pieces, and then I'll go back and I'll start doing the scuff sanding again. So kind of inside out way of doing it, but I'll turn the sound down now, but I'll just show you what I'm getting with the sander and the 80 grit sandpaper. Oh my God. Finally. And hopefully they have this somewhere. Else I'll take this one home with me. Yep. It's a good price. Hopefully it's a good piece. I'd love to have this. Let's try that a different way. I'm going to wipe them down with mineral spirits and then give them a spray of shellac, and then I can start painting. Oh, that wasp stung me. Oh, that hurts so much. Little bastard. Okay, I have my beekeeper outfit on. Okay, so this morning I spent a few days away from the bees. I did get my chairs shellacked outside, and what I did was I did them one at a time, and then brought one back in just in case there were bees and I could run away successfully. Yeah, so let's see. I'm starting with this beautiful blue color. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to keep that because it depends on how it looks, and of course I don't want to splash over to my finished furniture, so I'm going to be careful. Yeah, so I'm going to put a coat of this blue. It is Midnight Blue by Couture, and I just want to see what a coat of that looks like, how it dries, because I haven't used it before. So before I go mixing it up with some other color, I'm going to see how this works out just by itself as it stands out of the paint bucket. And if I was to do anything with it, I would probably put in either brown or black. A brown would warm it up a little bit. Black, of course, would certainly make it darker. So, but before I make any hasty decisions, I always paint the bottoms and put little feet on. But yeah, I'm going to take my time and do a coat. I do have my doors shut, so it's a little bit hot in here. But it's better than already when I came in this morning, the bees were trying to get in here. So I don't know what it is about this. I'm going to have to figure out where they are and probably get them sprayed. Not that I like spraying bees, but I mean, I certainly can't live with it. So, you know, if they're going to get crazy and keep stinging and interfering with my work, then that's important to me. Can't have that. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to keep putting paint on for a time, and I'll catch up with you in a little bit. So today, I'm going to, before I do a second coat of the paint, I'm going to get my stain on to see if I like it. Yep. And I'm using a mistake from Lowe's. It's a Minwax gel stain, and it's in the color coffee. Okay, all retaped, and a different brush. And I'm going to put this up here. Sometimes, you know, I don't know. Sometimes you're just not thinking. Plus, I'm preoccupied with the bee situation. That picks up, you know, somewhat dark, but let me see. Oh, I should have probably put tape on the back too, right? But I didn't. I'm just going to have to be careful. I'm going to have to be careful. Yep. I mean, holding it upright so it doesn't go against the back splats there. Yeah, I'm not going to leave it on long because it does pick up so dark. And don't forget, I have another coat of paint to put on. So that's going to help me too, as far as, you know, covering a mistake or something. I don't want to make a mistake, but yeah. I mean, that looks good. I don't know what that is. It didn't come out though. Oh, I forgot the tape. I forgot the tape. Damn it. Frustrated by bees. It's sort of like it's coloring my techniques. Yeah, not a good thing. Here we go. Not pretty. I like it. Okay, so I have some dye pens and graining pens. I have more of the gel stain and I have my blue paint. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go around and touch it up. And I guess if I need a third coat of the blue paint, I will do that. Very, very inconvenient. Let's see. I have to go lefty here. That may look like my right hand, but it isn't. Yeah. Well, that's kind of nice. I like that, actually. So let's see what that looks like. And I need a finger. So I'm going to touch it up really quickly. I hope my head is not in the way. All right. That actually looks really good. I'm glad I bought those. One thing about the bee stings is ever since the bee stings, I've had like really bad like anxiety. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it'll go away eventually. So this one is somewhat reddish, so I'm going to start with a lighter. I always start with the lightest. Now I have a brush tip marker, the graining pen, for this corner. Can you see? Okay. All right then, that looks pretty good. Thank you for watching this week's video. This will be part one of a refinish of some chairs. Now what happened was I had the 4 chairs in stock. I started working on them, cleaning them up, sanding them down, and my neighbors happened to go by and see them, and they fell in love with the little chairs. So we discussed what I was planning on doing with them, and they said, that sounds great to us, so go right ahead and continue doing that. So I was free to do whatever I wanted. So I did paint the body of the chairs, and then I refinished the back and this little apron on the bottom. Left that natural wood with a little bit of a coffee color stain, but I ran into a few problems. As soon as I started working on them, I had like an attack by bees. So I had to leave the project, and I went to visit my son for a few days. He saved me. That just totally messed me up. It just took up way too much time. I had to leave my barn. The bees are still out there, but I'm trying to deal with them. Also, the plans that I had for keeping the chairs, the chair bottoms themselves, went out the window when I realized, number one of them was broken and I would have to replace it. That's fine. That's not that big of a deal. But when I started thinking about using the MDF, I decided I didn't like that idea because I'm not sure if MDF has the chemical inside. I don't think it has formaldehyde in it, but I'm not 100% sure. I think they technically should be all sealed, and they weren't sealed. I would have had to seal them. I don't really like that material. It was terrible to try to pull out the staples on the old pads, and it was dangerous. I was slipping with my staple remover, and I thought I was going to hit my hand. And I just couldn't see if someday the neighbors wanted to replace the fabric on the chairs, they would have a heck of a time removing it and putting new staples in. So I just said, I'm going to trash all of them. I'm going to go and pick up some plywood and create new chair bottoms. So that was my plan. I went and I already have the plywood. Then I realized I don't have enough foam padding, so I had to order more of that. And the clear coat that I have on hand, I don't think will be a good fit for these chairs. I want to use a satin finish acrylic because I want to have a really strong surface, because these will get daily use. And I want my neighbors to be able to wipe them down when they want to, and they'll be used every day. So I want to have a nice tough finish on them, so I had to order that. So that held me up for actually completing these. I would have had them completed. I don't have a lot of work left to do. It's just a matter of getting all these things on hand. So yeah, that part 2, you'll watch me do the clear coat on the outside of the chairs, and you'll watch me make 4 chair pad surfaces, and I will do the upholstery on it, and then they will be done. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you reached this point, thank you so much. If you liked it, would you give me a thumbs up? And if you haven't subscribed, would you consider subscribing? And you'll see new content when it comes out. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. So yeah, please do that. Have a great rest of your weekend. I believe this is the holiday weekend for you in this country, United States, Labor Day rather. And yeah, have a great rest of your weekend. And I wish you all good and beautiful things. And no angry bees, please. Here's the bee.